Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to talk about 6-star champions and more specifically who are in my opinion the best 6 stars to take up to rank 2 even if they are unawakened. So we're going to basically assume yes, this list is made specifically for unawakened 6 stars and who I believe would kind of give you the most benefit even without their signature ability. And yeah, so starting off the list, spot number 10 is going to be occupied by Captain Marvel movie version. I think Captain Marvel movie is a fantastic champion, especially working together with Nick Fury. Her damage output can be some really crazy stuff over there. Also the fact that she can start the next fight with saved up binary charges, enter binary really quickly. And basically, I really love the character. She has great damage output, poison immunity, a lot of cool stuff, much of stuns, unblockable stuff, and she can do a lot and help you a lot. And her awakened ability does give her a new kind of like set of utility, especially for kind of shorter and burstier fights. However, vast majority of her usability is still gonna remain there. And yeah, I believe she's absolutely fantastic and she will do great things for you even without her awakened ability. And next champion who I believe is definitely worthy of a rank 2, so in spot number 9, in this case it's gonna be a Mystic champion who I have only recently acquired. I'll probably max out my 5-star version quite soon. It's Symbiote Supreme. Now Symbiote Supreme is kind of in a similar boat where his signature ability is helpful towards achieving the main goal that he's trying to ensure. However, you can definitely use him to a great result even if he's not awakened. He's one of those champions you can just kind of pick up and go. He is a niche champion, you need to keep that in mind. If your roster is smaller or you're looking for versatile utility champions that cover larger aspects of the game, he might not be the champion you're looking for. However, for the right matchups where there are buffs involved, where opponents can be bled, he will do some really crazy stuff for you. And time again, he proves himself useful in Act 6. There are several fights in 6.1 where he's absolutely fantastic options. 6.2, obviously, he's basically the best answer for the champion boss. Also, he does great against 625 Mordo, which is also a really tricky fight. And 6.3, Medusa boss, and a chunk others. He's a definitely really solid champion to have for any account. Therefore, I am extremely likely going to rank up my 5-star as I haven't been lucky enough to acquire a 6-star anytime soon. Sorry, and recently. But yeah, so Symbiote Supreme occupies spot number 9. And in spot number 8 will be a tech champion, a new tech champion, and that is going to be Guillotine 2099. Now, she is not that wildly available as a 6-star yet because she is not in a 6-star basic pool. However, there are quite few people that I've seen to have gotten lucky enough and pulled this champion, and she's definitely a solid rank up, even unduped. Her duped ability basically gives her ability to get a combo shield and kind of have that extra layer of safeguard. However, all of her abilities and the things that you love her for is in the base kit. Additionally, obviously, she's a champion that likes to punch upwards, take up huge health pool fights, and has also a decent amount of utility in addition to being a robot, having the double immunities, having regeneration, and there is quite a lot of cool stuff going on for her. And majority of the MCOC community believes that she might be the upcoming star of Abyss of Legends shortly as well. So she's definitely worthy of your consideration in my opinion. And if you haven't defeated Labyrinth of Legends yet, then I'm sure you're gonna have fantastic fight time in Labyrinth using this champion as well. But yeah, Guillotine 2099. So I haven't taken too much of a look into her, but I so far have found her to be definitely a solid champion with decent base kit, decent utilities, fair amount of versatility, and insane damage potential in ramp up fights. So we are kind of like yet to see where she's gonna shine properly, hopefully in Abyss. And now we're gonna be moving on to spot number 7, and spot number 7 is going to be, where is the spot number 7? Havok. There we go. So Havok's Awaken ability is nice to have. It lets him gain his charges quicker. But again, just like all these previous champions, all of his base kit is in his base abilities. He does not gain any additional versatility basically because of his Awakened ability. It just will help you speed up his ramp up to a degree. However, anything that unduped Havok can do, unduped Havok can pretty much do as well, maybe just a little bit slower. And that's kind of like the main difference there. Other than that, still a fantastic option, still crazy level 3, crazy burst damage, quite a bit of utility with those thermal feedback debuffs and damage over time. You can use him similar fashion to kind of like Omega Red to a degree. Passive power gain, unblockable special attacks, incinerate immunity, insane damage output where you get energy damage placed on you, so on and so forth. So overall, I think he's a fantastic option, and if you pull him as a 6-star, you should not hesitate to take him to rank 2 as well. And in spot number 6, I think is an overshadowed champion by many people who don't really realize how good this champion can be. And the best part of Emma Frost is the fact that her Awakened ability is pretty much meaningless. If anything, I'm kind of annoyed by it more often than not, because in tougher situations where I take a parry, she switches back to diamond form and I lose a bunch of my prowesses, and it just kind of seems to hold me back. So to a degree, I kind of wish my 5-star wouldn't be awakened, because that inverted controls, it doesn't mean anything for you whatsoever during the fight, because AI isn't affected by it. And the fact that you switch to diamond form when you take a bigger chunk of damage, it's nice, but it's nothing special at all. I think the signature ability, all in all, overall is quite useless, and Emma Frost is a fantastic champion with an amazing base kit, and you should take a second look at her. And if you have been fortunate enough to pull her, then you should not hesitate to take her up to rank 2 with all of her immunities, ability to bypass evades, with her quirky power control mechanics on heavy attacks, with the taunts. There is just so much going for this champion, in my opinion, that it is up to you to bring the best out of Emma Frost. And yeah, as I said before, she's a fantastic champion that definitely does not require her signature ability. And now we're going to move into top 5 positions, and we're going to hit off the top 5 with, well, actually I can show my 6-star since I pulled it recently. 6-star Corvus Glaive. Now Corvus, many people say he doesn't need his Awakened ability. Now that's false. He does need his Awakened ability. His Awakened ability gives him completely different dimension of usefulness, the way how to cheat death, or the way how you can simply cheaply revive him and carry on fighting as if nothing is happening in the world. And there is so much that Awakened ability can do for you. However, even unawakened, the damage output is still there. The things that you love him for is still there. Collect your missions, unblockable level 2s, quick fights, rushing through the quests, so on and so forth. Now, there are a lot of kind of complaints about Corvus sliding outside of the picture, because there were several quests in 6.2 where Corvus was not that great to be used for, and also in 6.3 the huge health pools made sure that it's harder to use Corvus. However, if you put on suicides, put on some boost, maybe a cosmic boost, you will still doing just fine in 6.3 as well against those 350k health pools. And for bosses like Iron Man Infinity War, he is still like one of the better options who can steadily deal with that guy. And yeah, I still think he's very much relevant. I still think he's a great champion for AQ, AW, a lot of questing, a lot of casual questing, and even without his dupe ability and versatility from that, there is still the guaranteed heal you're getting from Suicide Masteries at the beginning of every fight. There's still the potential to close out many fights extremely fast. Those big level 2s, abusable with cosmic power boosts. It's just crazy how much he can offer you in a very simple, straightforward package. Because if you think about it, fighting with Corvus is extremely simple and basic. You just hit the opponent, get to level 2, drop that. Hopefully they're down already. And yeah, he does that unduped as well. So Corvus is definitely a great 6-star pull, and definitely a great rank up as well. And in spot number 4, we're gonna go to a champion that I do not have as a 6-star, but we do have her as a 5-star, and I'm gonna put in Ghost. Now, arguably, Ghost obviously is one of the best champions in the game, and yes, she functions amazingly well without her awakened ability. However, her awakened ability make her much more aggressive and give you kind of much more opportunities to spam your special attacks, which is kind of what Ghost is largely about as well. Cycling from level 2 to level 2 as quickly as possible, building those cruelties, and it is important that she's awakened. Despite what anybody says, it is important she's awakened because she will gain quite a bit of pace in every fight. Now, that being said, even an awakened Ghost still is probably one of the top 10 champions in the game. What I'm trying to say here is, if this champion wouldn't have awakened ability altogether at all overall, she would still be in top 5, top 10 best champion list in the game, and that pretty much single-handedly means that she is 100% a worthwhile rank up to rank 2 if you ever happen to pull her, because Ghost is just that good. It's hard to compete with that versatility, with ability to convert all damage or time debuffs into Furies, crazy damage output, ability to bypass evade, ability to find openings without needing to parry, all that synergy power, tanking level 3s, unblockable special attacks. Is just crazy powerful mechanics at play there. And that power gain is kind of like an icing on a cake that does make her much better, but even without it, she's still one of the dominant forces of MCOC. And if you are ever so lucky to pull a 6-star Ghost, do not hesitate, rank her up and enjoy her. That being said, if you have to make a choice between a duped 5-star and a duped 6-star, currently in the game, I would still definitely 100% go with a duped 5-star Ghost. Number 3. Number 3 is going to be Domino. It's quite simple. Domino is a fantastic champion, toward the top of MCOC powerhouses, I'd say, probably in the top 10 champion list, and she does not need her awakened ability pretty much whatsoever for offensive purposes. Now, when facing off against Domino, if you see her unduped, you're obviously always grateful because you are able to escape all that fun and interactive damage. But when you're controlling Domino, lack of her signature ability pretty much doesn't affect you at all whatsoever. Anything a duped Domino can do, unduped one can do as well. And she is amazing. She is just that great, and possibly one of my next rank 5 champions as well. And so yeah, if you are one of those lucky guys that has managed to pull a 6-star Domino, you shouldn't think twice and take her to rank 2. And it's pretty much just that straightforward. She's amazing. She has crazy bleeds. If you synergize her fully, stuns for days, incinerates on heavy attacks that can cheese so much. The bleeds can be insane. All in all, I'm sure most of you know what Domino does by now. And yeah, if you have her at rank 2, well, congratulations. But yeah, Domino is a fantastic option. If you have her as a 6-star, take her up, enjoy life, and have some happy days. And now that we have went through all of these champions, you can ask me who did I place in top spots 1 and 2. Well, in spot number 2 is a champion that I have failed to acquire even as a 4-star. Sorry, even as a 5-star. We do have a 4-star, and that is Black Widow Clairvoyant. I think currently Black Widow Clairvoyant is one of the most versatile champions in the game. She hardly relies on her awakened ability. Her awakened ability, Death Immunity, is not even active for the majority of the time. It's only active when you have your Death Touch activated. That means after you have dropped to level 3. And basically it can work as a cheat death mechanic, and that's it. All of that other amazing utility she possesses is in her base kit. Her awakened ability is a nice cherry on top kind of ability, but it doesn't even really complement her base ability kit. It's just there just in case kind of thing. And yeah, I think overall, for me personally, and I know I might get some interesting comments in comment section, how can I place her about Domino or Ghost, because this is a list of champions that I'd prefer at a 6-star rank 2, and Ghost, I already commented that if I would have had a choice in between a 6-star unduped Ghost and a rank 5-star duped Ghost, I would always go with the duped one. And when it comes to competing against Domino, I just think that the sheer utility this Princess of Death possesses is amazing. She can be immune either to bleed, poison, or incinerate. She can access copious amounts of healing. She can access a lot of buff nullify. And overall, I think Domino is a fantastic champion, don't get me wrong. I'm never going to say anything bad about Domino. However, it's just too hard to ignore all of the utility combined in this champion. Ability to nullify, ability to power control, ability to heal, ability to do burst amounts of damage, to power gain herself. It's just so fantastic. And Domino is great for what she does, and typically what she does is damage. But damage in endgame situations isn't everything, and Claire possesses, in my opinion, far more utility. As we can see in 6.3, quite often you need either bleed immunity or incinerate immunity or power control or some healing. And I think Claire would simply have a longer reach in more endgame situations. That being said, it's purely a preferential list myself, but I know if I would pull today 6-star Black Widow Clairvoyant and a 6-star Domino, the Black Widow would go up before Domino any day. That being said, top spot. Who I think is the best 6-star champion to rank 2 currently, even unawakened, and quite simply is Warlock. Now, I'm not trying to say again that Warlock overall is a better champion than Ghost. I'm just saying Warlock is an absolutely amazing champion that's close to Ghost in terms of his overall ability, but he does not need his signature ability at all whatsoever. I have recently duped my Warlock, which I'm super happy and grateful for, because those silver stars look so much better. However, I took my Warlock up with zero hesitation, absolutely loved it. And that signature ability is just not important at all whatsoever unless you place him on defense. He has huge amounts of versatility. He answers so many problem fights in endgame. And the dupe ability really doesn't do much for him at all whatsoever. They called signature ability Child of Quitch. They might as well have called it Insert Signature Stones here for prestige ability kind of thing. Because, yeah, it basically gives nothing to his base kit, which is insanely good. I absolutely love this champion. I'm extremely happy that I have taken him to rank 2. He has done fantastic for me in Alliance Wars, in Alliance Quests, in 6.3, everywhere. I enjoy using him, and he just finds more and more uses. He also receives more and more interesting synergies with Guillotine 2099 or his own synergies, so on and so forth. And he's absolutely amazing champion for pretty much all of the endgame content. And therefore, I think that Warlock is probably the best champion you can take currently to rank 2 as a 6-star and duped. That's important to keep in mind in the context of this video, that these are the champions I would rank as unduped 6 stars. Now, that being said, there are obviously quite few other good options where you can't go wrong if you take them up unduped. For instance, Sunspot is still a great champion, even without his dupe ability, because his dupe ability basically can let him reach further, but vast majority of the matchups, it's not really that necessary. Mysterio is kind of like the same as Symbiote Supreme. His awakened ability is nice, but it's definitely not essential or particularly needed to use all of his utility kit, and being able to poison opponents basically on heavy attacks is quite rare and useful ability, and I think rank 2 Mysterios is also a solid investment. Red Hulk, in case you're a Domino guy, having unduped Red Hulk at rank 2, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Human Torch, a champion that I have taken to rank 2, is also a decent choice if you like Human Torch, if you need that niche utility he presents. Because again, about Human Torch, I'm going to say one thing: he's not a great champion for generic situations, for questing overall. When you're facing champions that deal energy damage, or mystic champions, he's amazing. Other than that, for basic fights, he's middle of the pack. But if you know what you're ranking him for, he can be amazing, and he can still be a great choice unduped. Same as Thing, if you're into Fantastic Four stuff or just like the Thing cheese a lot. Nebula, if you play Corvus Proxima a lot, Nebula can turn into an insane beast. I wish I could actually see some 6-star rank 2 Nebula gameplay. Wasp, if you're a ghost kind of guy, Wasp is a fantastic champion, recently in the middle of some controversy, but still a fantastic champion. I have taken my Wasp to rank 2, haven't regretted for a second. Love her, she does not need to be duped. And Vision Arcus possibly as well, currently looking in that guy, doesn't seem that he needs dupability at all whatsoever. And he seems to be able to do some cool stuff as well. And I hope you guys kind of get the theme and the idea of this video. This list is not overall preferential list who I think is better champion over another. This is purely my list of how I would rank which champions to take up to rank 2 as 6 stars, even unduped. Now, I think that is more or less it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know what you thought about it. What would you put on your list? What did you not like about this one? Do you agree with it? Either way, hit that like button, hit that sub button, share to your friends, ask their opinion. And other than that, remember that each account's rank up should be entirely personal and specific, and just because something is best for one player doesn't mean it's gonna be best for you either. Now that's really it. Now we're done. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna catch you guys next time. See ya.